Most guys get into the trade, bust their body for 20 years, and still don't have much to show for it. I know, I've been there. 25 years in this industry, and I've watched guys grind themselves into the ground with nothing in the bank. But here's also the thing. I've also watched guys retire early. I've seen guys pulling six figures before they turn 35. And it wasn't because they worked harder, it's because they picked the right trade. Today, I'm going to give you 5 trades that can make you legitimately wealthy before you hit 40 years old. And that's without any college degree and no student loans. So if you're new here, this is Straight Talk Construction. I help tradesmen build careers, not just paychecks. And please hit subscribe. It helps me know more content like this is desired. So I'm not just talking about trades that pay decent. I'm talking about trades where the money gets serious, especially if you're smart about it. Some of these, most people have never even heard of, and that's exactly why the opportunity is there. So let's get into it. Trade number 1 is Milright. If you're sitting there thinking, what the heck is a Milright? That's exactly the point. Most people have no idea this trade even exists, and that's exactly why guys who get into it are making serious money with way less competition. A Milright installs, maintains, and repairs industrial machinery. We're talking about manufacturing plants, power plants, refineries, food processing. Anywhere where there's heavy equipment, there's a Milright keeping it running. And here's where it gets good. Your average journeyman Milright is pulling in 63 to 75K a year. But guys in union industrial markets such as power plants, refineries, and shutdown work with overtime, you're looking at 100 to 120K a year or more. And in places like California or the industrial corridor, they're getting paid even higher. So how do you get into it? You go through the UBC. That's United Brotherhood of Carpenters. They run a 4-year apprenticeship. You're earning while you learn. And when you come out the other side, you've got a journeyman card and 0 student debt. The reason I love this trade for building wealth is that it's skilled, it's specialized, and most guys don't even know how to apply. There's less competition and more opportunity, and that's how you get ahead. The number 2 trade we're talking about today is rigger. This is another one that most people have never even considered or have not even heard about. A rigger is the person responsible for safely moving heavy loads. So we're talking about steel beams, industrial equipment, and anything that needs to be lifted, moved, or set in place with a crane or a hoist. It's a specialty that requires serious knowledge of load calculations, rigging hardware, and crane signals. So the base pay for a rigger, you're looking at somewhere between 55 to 70K starting out. But here's where the money jumps. You get your NCCCO certification and you moved into a foreman or lead rigger role, and now you're in that 80 to 100K range. And guys doing specialized industrial rigging in refineries, power plants, heavy civil work, they're clearing 100K with overtime easy. So how do you get in? There's a couple of different paths. Some guys come up through an iron worker or millwright apprenticeship and specialize in rigging, and others go directly through an employer who trains riggers on the job. You can also get certified through NCCCO or NCCER. These certifications are gold in the industry. And let me tell you why this one's on the list. Riggers are in demand on every major commercial and industrial job, and there simply are not enough of them. When there aren't enough skilled people to go around, the wages go up. That's simple economics. All right, we're halfway through the list, and I've already given you 2 trades that most guys have never even heard of. If you're getting value out of this, do me a favor and hit that like button. It helps this channel reach more tradesmen who need to hear this stuff. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. This is exactly what this channel is about. Straight talk, real trades, and real life. Trade number 3 is fire sprinkler fitter. Now this is one of the most under the radar trades in the entire industry. Every commercial building, every warehouse, every hospital, they all need sprinkler systems. And somebody has to install, inspect, and maintain them. That somebody makes really good money. Union sprinkler fitters are pulling 65 to 78K in journeyman wages. And strong union markets, when you factor in the full package, wages plus benefits, you're looking at 85 to 92K or more. For a foreman, they're maybe making 100K to 120K. I've seen guys post that they're making even more than that. So how do you get in? There's 2 main routes. The UA, United Association of Plumbers and Pipe Fitters, runs sprinkler fitter apprenticeships through local unions. You can also go through the AFSA, that's the American Sprinkler Association, and they've got a 4-year apprenticeship program also. Either way, you're earning while you learn. And here's the bottom line on this one. Fire protection isn't optional. it's code, and that means the work doesn't dry up. If a recession comes up, buildings still need fire sprinklers. New construction booms, even more work. It's about as recession-proof as it gets in the trade. Trade number 4 is sheet metal work. A lot of guys hear sheet metal and think of banging on tin in a garage. That's not what we're talking about here. Sheet metal workers fabricate and install ductwork, architectural panels, industrial ventilation systems. It's precision layout work. You're reading blueprints, you're doing calculations, and the skill level is high, and that's why it pays. The median pay is around $61K, but that's all sheet metal workers, including non-union. If you get into a smart local, that's the Sheet Metal, Air, Rail, and Transportation Union, and your journeyman scale jumps to 70 to 90K depending on your market. Foremen are pushing 90 to 115K, and in high-cost markets like New York, Chicago, or the Bay Area, it goes even higher. So how do you get into it? Smart runs a 5-year apprenticeships. It's one of the best structured programs in the building trades. You start out at about 45% of the journeyman scale, and you work your way up. By year 3 or 4, you're already making solid money. The truth is, sheet metal is a thinking man's trade. The layout, skills, the math, the precision, it separates you from general labor immediately. The guys who move up into foreman or superintendent roles, they're making well into 6 figures. Work smart, not just hard. So number 5, and I saved this one for last for a reason, is concrete finisher. And I'm not just putting this out there because of the wages. I'm putting it here because of the business opportunity. And let me be straight with you. As a concrete finisher working for someone else, you're looking at 44 to 60K a year, depending on experience and the market. But top earners can hit 70K. That's pretty decent. It's not rich before 40 money. Here's where the money flips. Concrete is one of the easiest trades to start your own business in. Your startup costs are low compared to most trades. There's a truck, some tools, a few finishing machines, and the demand just never stops. There's driveways, patios, foundations, decorative work. There's commercial flat work, and everybody needs concrete. Guys who start their own concrete finishing businesses are pulling in 150 to 300K in the first couple of years. And the ones who scale it, there are concrete business owners doing $500,000 to $1 million a year in revenue. And I'm not making that up. So how do you get in? You start as a laborer on a concrete crew and you learn finishing from a veteran. There's no formal apprenticeship required for concrete work like some of the other trades. It's more of a learn on the job skill. And that means your barrier to entry is low, but the ceiling is as high as your ambition. This is the one where the work smart part really comes in. You learn the skill, you build a reputation, but then you build a business. And that's how you get rich before 40, not by working harder, but by owning the work. Okay, so let's go over these 5 trades that make you rich before 40. Millwright, the trade that nobody talks about, 63 to 120K in shutdown and industrial markets. Rigger, in demand, 55 to 100K a year. Fire sprinkler fitter, which is recession proof. Union money is making 65 to 120K. Sheet metal workers is a precision trade. The union path makes 61 to 115K a year. Concrete finisher to business owner, the low barrier with massive upside is 45K as an employee to 300K plus as an owner. So every single one of these trades you could get into without a college degree. No student loan, no wasted years, just a plan, the right trade, and the discipline to see it through. If this video helped you see a path forward, hit subscribe. I put out content every week to help tradesmen like you build careers, not just collect paychecks. Straight talk, real trades, real life. I'll see you in the next one.